Hello and welcome, you crazy people. My name is Jay, and today we're going to be talking about the Lord of the Rings MMO that is coming out, well, probably in no earlier than 2023. Now, I know that sounds like a long time. We're just approaching 2021, thankfully getting rid of 2020. But yes, there's been, I don't want to say sit here and be like, there's been lots of new details, because quite frankly, there's not. There's been a snippet of information from a website that I've never seen before, talking about the production schedule for the free-to-play Lord of the Rings game, MMO that is being made. Well, it's I think by Amazon Game Studios, but there's quite a few different companies involved, but Amazon are definitely involved as well. And you'll probably see the free-to-play Lord of the Rings game in people's list for like, hey, MMOs that are coming out in 2021 and beyond. And that beyond is a very long period of time, as we're going to see. So let's have a look at the news. This website is, I don't know, no offense to them, I'm not 100% sure how you say it, WCCF Tech, possibly. Anyway, they talk about how essentially they've got access somehow to a little bit of a production schedule for the game, which is interesting. So they talk about who's owning it, and the developer's now been bought by Tencent, and I don't know, Leiyu, they announced it, but then it was going to be made by Amazon, but then Leiyu now are owned by Tencent, and Tencent employing Amazon to make the game, I think so. But yeah, so this actually came from quite a long time ago. This information came from the 5th of June 2019, so it's probably been updated since. But let's face it, if anything, the only thing that would have happened is probably things have got delayed. But we'll see. So what they were expecting in December end of 2019, they were expecting to have like the summary. So SZC are basically the people who look after the Middle Earth. It's Middle Earth Enterprises. Then in the middle of June, they were supposed to have the first pass on the art and the classes. So just get the art sorted. So everybody was like, okay, this is the game we're making. This is how it's going to look, kind of thing. Then by January next year, so in basically like 2 months, they were supposed to have the completion of the lore and the narrative. I've been really wondered how much this will tie in with the Amazon TV show. I think they've said not at all, but you know, it seems unlikely that there'll be no link whatsoever. Maybe, you know, you'll just see the odd similar character in place. Perhaps. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. And then in June of next year, they were supposed to have a playable prototype, so you can see that it's like a pre-alpha, and that was also to go to the Middle Earth Enterprises. Just because it's the Middle Earth, they're going to have to pass it off and make sure they're all happy with it. And then this is where it gets interesting. So in June 2019, they expected to have a closed beta in September 2022, and then they were expecting open beta to be in 2023, right? January 2023. Let's face it, the only thing that would have happened to that schedule is probably things have got delayed, especially with the Corona, because this was pre-Corona. So I would not be surprised if this game is a 2024 release, or a very late 2023 release at best. And we've not actually seen anything from it really. So yeah, that's it. Basically, that's the schedule. 2023. Maybe. So, and possibly even 2024. Now, I actually think it's going to be a free-to-play game. I actually think this is one of the most interesting MMO titles out there, because it's Amazon. It's a big name IP. It's free-to-play. We've not really had one of these for a little while. And especially, I like the fact that it's coming out as free-to-play, because quite frankly, MMOs, they always tend to... They tend to release with a subscription, then realise that they're not the hottest thing in town, and then they go to free-to-play, and then it does a big boost. And I've always wondered what would happen if you combine, you know, big studio, big IP, big free-to-play game, straight at launch. You could end up with a recipe for big success. But that's it. I hadn't made a video for a little while, so I just wanted to come on, and this is one of the most interesting games out there for the reasons I just outlined. And it's just funny because 2023 just sounds like so far away, and the fact that it could even be like late 2023, well, that's interesting. Anyway, I need a lockdown to end so my life goes back to normal. I hope you're doing very, very well in these times. Have a most beautiful day. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.